Good evening, Facebook. Good evening, good evening. I'm on a late Facebook tonight. Hope everybody is well. Um, I'm doing something new. So let me make sure that I'm on. Hope everyone had a good Saturday. Um, I'm going to talk about something real tonight because, look, if I had a chance to go back to 2016, 17, I would do things so different. So tonight I'm talking about it's just late night, shenanigans. I'm working on something and I just want to share what I've learned because um, sometimes we don't share enough, and I think I wish somebody did this for me when I was, coming up and deciding to so called be an entrepreneur. But tonight I'm gonna take a deep dive into what I mean by my title. So I am Kristen Nicole Mann. I want you all to first subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Kristen Nicole Mann. Same name. So I'm gonna get real raw tonight because I decided to embark in entrepreneurship in 2016, 17. These are things that I would do if I was starting a business in 2024. I wish I had someone in my vicinity to tell me what I'm going to tell you on this late night, because I definitely would have dodged a lot of bullets, but it doesn't mean that failures wouldn't have happened, or, I could have dodged everything. But my mission now moving forward is to help people as much as I can, um, with just in general, not wanting anything back. Because again, I wish I had this type of advice before I decided to randomly decide to jump into entrepreneurship and act like I knew what I was doing. So, first things first is it's different now, post pandemic. It's really a lot of stuff has changed. People have changed, places have changed. What you choose to do for business has changed. So the first number one thing that I would tell people and myself to do if I was starting a business from scratch is I would research. Number one, research. Do your research. You do not have to be an expert in research, but definitely see if there is an actual gap for what you are trying to bring, like what solution you're trying to bring. Is there an actual gap that you can fill, um, for your particular business? Now, looking back, there was a lot of advice that people were giving at the time that I, wanted to go into entrepreneurship. And I particularly was in the arts and crafts business. That's what you would call it. So there was a lot of advice out there, but one thing that I wish I would have did was research more on how to execute in a more solid manner, because at the time I didn't know everything that I could do, as far as streams. And whatever business you go into, you don't want to get stuck in a certain box or doing a certain thing and think that that's going to carry you throughout the years. So there were some things that I had to do that I'd never thought about doing, such as like getting away from originals and teaching actual art. That's a whole different sphere of things. So you want to take a look at the industry that you want to go into, and you want to look at what exactly you want to do and how you can execute it. Because you're going to have to pivot, you're going to have to um, do things that you may have never seen you do before. Like you really gonna have to have a mindset of entrepreneurship. So that's the first thing I would do. Research. Let me put this in the comments so I can go back and type the notes for y'all. Research, research, research. There's a thing called YouTube. There's a thing called Google. There's a thing called TikTok is a good research method as well. So I would do that before you even start anything. And this is not to see what everybody else is doing and get overwhelmed, but you really want to make sure that you are doing the proper research to know that if this is longevity or short term. Some things that people start as a business is short term. It doesn't mean that it's going to last in 2030 or 2040. So you want to be sure that you're embarking into something that is long standing. Second thing I would do is start a YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel right away. I'm going to put that as number 2 in the comments. Start a YouTube channel. We are in a time that we do not have to wait for someone to validate us to go and teach what we know. You have a skill. If you have a talent, a gift, go on YouTube, get a Gmail, set up a free channel. I would have started right from scratch. If someone would have told me this long time ago, my YouTube it definitely would have blew up. I'm working on it now, which I've jumped followers like very quickly by staying consistent. But if I would have started back then and I was consistent with it, that's another form of income. That's another form of you being able to sell to a different audience. It's just a whole new world. So if you are starting a business in 2024, please start your YouTube channel. Don't start with the intentions of thinking that you don't have your business built yet or anything. Just be yourself. Like that's literally all that I'm doing on there. Outside of my podcast episodes, I'm just posting my beauty hygiene. I'm posting the other day I posted me reading the Bible and it got me like 13 followers. It's like they have shorts now, so it's equivalent to you posting like a clip on TikTok or a clip on Instagram. But yeah, start a YouTube channel if you are looking to embark on selling a product, coaching services, a service in general, anything, a t-shirt. I would start a YouTube channel right away. And I would start, talking to my audience. You wouldn't even have to have people overnight, but you want to talk to your audience. So when they get on there, they're like, oh, she's been or he's been about this. They know what they're talking about. They're confident. They show up, wanting to help me. So yeah, I would start that right away. That's my second thing. So first thing, research. Second thing, YouTube channel. Okay, so this leads to my third. Now, this one is going to be very helpful. Do not sell to your family and friends. Do not sell to your family and friends. You know why? Because you want to make sure that your business is not just for your family and friends. You want to make sure your business is for the people that it's for. So when you start out, you know how network marketing, some of it is good, some of it is they kind of tell you like start with the people that you know. No, don't start with the people that you know. If I could go back, I wouldn't have started with the people I know. You know why? Because it really didn't set me up to have that hunger that we're supposed to have. Like, we're supposed to be grinding, we're supposed to be trying to figure out who's our audience. Is our product even worth it? Because some of y'all products suck. Like, it looks janky, it's not good. How do we know that if our family or our mama is like, yeah, baby, it looks good? And then we go somewhere, we vendor, we promote our products, and someone's like, that's horrible. You want to have those comments from other people because that way you get better at what you're doing. You don't want the same people supporting you over and over because that doesn't really set you up for the real world. Entrepreneurship, people are mean. They're mean. So you don't want to have this facade that everybody's going to be like your mom, your dad, your cousins, your aunt, your uncle. That's great for like fundraisers, but it's not good for business because it's a dog eat dog world. You have to compete. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm just saying, do not sell to your family and friends. Try to build your audience organically and figure out who is your audience for real. Because once you get them in your pocket, they're going to consistently show up, support you, even tell you like negative things about what, you're selling or how you're approaching them or whatever the case may be. So do not sell to your family and friends. That's the third point. Fourth point. All right. Fourth point. Do not take anything personal. Let me put that in the comments. Do not take anything personal. I'm telling you from personal experience. I thought starting out, a lot of people that bought from me, I thought they were my friends. I thought they were going to be lifelong people, and once those boundaries are crossed, it's like you can't go back from them. It's because it kind of looks funny with you trying to, y'all are conversating, yeah, girl, yeah, and then you kind of like snatch away. It kind of looks weird. So me starting off, I really took everything personal. I'll put it like that. Like there was times that I really was hurt by the things that people did or said, or I heard, people talking behind my back about my business or what I decided to do. And I would be like, well, I thought this person really liked me. I thought, this was, they bought stuff from me, and then I would turn around and see people selling my artwork behind, like right after they bought it. So these are things that people are going to do anyway. I'm not saying they're going to stop, but you have to build like thick skin. You have to be the person to say, I'm not going to take anything personal. I'm not going to be moved by flattery. I'm not going to be moved by the negativity. I am just going to stay focused on the mission at hand. And I am going to continue to speak to my audience and create according to that. No, none of these customers, that's what number 4 should be / customers are not your friends. their customers. Some of them will maybe become lifelong friends, but you don't want to go into entrepreneurship with that mindset, because again, it's a dog eat dog world. You have to build thick skin. So don't take nothing personal. If somebody says you are bad at live video, don't take it personal. Just keep showing up and keep getting better. If they say, I hear people say my artwork and stuff is bad all the time. I don't care no more. I'm like, you're not my audience then. If you don't like it, there's a million other artists that is online, in person, in your museums. So you can't take nothing personal. And it's like, let it roll off your back. Take it as constructive criticism. If you don't want to take it as that, then just move on. But don't take it personal. I'm telling you, it saves you a lot of the emotions, like, and that leads to my fifth point. And I should have made this 10, but we are not to be emotional. Let me explain further what that means. We are not to be emotional in our business. Okay. So let's say you took something personal that somebody said, and it really hurt your feelings. And what that does, it affects your creativity. It affects you dominating. It affects you competing for the let me take the competing back. It affects you getting to your goal. So you don't want to be emotional, because there just are going to be trials and tribulations. That's just what entrepreneurship is about. It's not about all the wins. There are a lot of failures. There's a lot of loss. There's a lot of people that switch up on you. There's a lot of the economy goes up and down. This is what it's going to be. So if you're starting one in 2024, you don't set yourself up to be emotional, because it's going to affect you in a negative manner. We do not overhear. What I've learned, I cannot run anything out of emotions, especially if I want to make money. I've learned the hard way. Keep the emotions out of the business deals. Keep the emotions out of when you're selling in front of people, like at vendor events. There's going to be rude people. Keep the emotions out. Have a poker face. Smile. Okay. Yes. Like, you don't have to act like a white girl, but I'm saying you just keep what your mission is at the forefront, and you say, I can't be emotional. I can't afford to be emotional. Like, that's literally what you have to get right on the mirror. I cannot afford to be emotional. That's not how Olympians win their trophies. That's not how people accomplish goals. They cannot be emotional about it. So that's my fifth one. Now for some bonuses, I am currently starting something from scratch. And I'm starting as if I never started a business before. And when I say I started a business in 2016 or 17, because it was all a blur, I really didn't start thinking like this is going to be a business. So I'm about to drop a gem to you, because you not starting thinking you're going to start a business, it really makes you just do anything. Like, you don't set up nothing properly. You don't plan properly. You don't set goals properly. It's a lot that goes into starting a business that you may um not grasp if you go into it with a different mindset. So mindset is important, y'all. Mindset is very, very important. You do not want to and I keep feel like I'm talking down to y'all because I keep saying you do not, but I'm so serious. Like I went through this, and what you don't want to do is just wing it. Like you don't want to be winging it, and it's a lot of work that goes into um just business in general. So when you're winging it, it's just kind of a total disrespect to, first of all, God that created you to start a business. Second of all, it's a total disrespect to yourself, your family, whoever you're trying to support. So it's like, work hard at it. Take breaks, but work hard at what you want to accomplish, because when you're winging it and you're just kind of doing things sporadically, it doesn't end well. There's a lot of things that I was winging it, but I didn't take the proper time to plan out, to strategize, to hit, certain money goals, to hit certain end of the year goals, to hit certain quarterly goals. So you don't have to take my advice for anything, but I know for a fact that let me turn this off because this is annoying. This banner. I'm gonna turn this off because I don't want y'all to think I'm selling anything. But yeah, you don't want to wing it. So don't wing it. If you have another bonus, if you have other people that are in entrepreneurship, talk to them. See how they started their business, see what they did, kind of glean from them. It's nothing wrong with learning from people that's already done what you want to do. It doesn't matter what industry you want to go in. Glean from people that have already embarked on um, starting a business, and they've been in business and they've been through a couple things that they can share with you, because it's important to have support. It's important to have people that has been through the failures you are running into, the mishaps, the ups, the downs, and they can kind of give you guidance and advice on how to get yourself out of the hole or get yourself to another level. That's the best thing that you could do, is surround yourself with people that know what they're doing and that also has had things that made them pivot, things that made them change. Um, you want to be around good people like that. So it that whether they're a mentor, whether you need to go to lunch with them, glean from someone, because it will help you in the long run. You're not alone. You don't have to think that you're alone when you have had certain failures. Like, honestly, every day for entrepreneurship, you have to you have to really be a cheerleader to yourself, because you gotta speak over yourself. That's that song, Speak Over Yourself. You really have to be like an encourager of yourself. I'm a self-starter, but it still is not easy, like sitting down. And plus I'm like, I could be distracted by stuff easily. And you have to pull yourself back to focus, because you don't have a boss. Like, you don't have a structured environment unless you plan it out like that. And what I found is I have to plan my days out to a certain extent, because if I don't, I'm going to slack off, I'm going to procrastinate. And that very well happened. That happened over the pandemic. I slacked off, didn't have no type of schedule, didn't really care. But I was doing other things as well that kind of took me out of a routine, such as working with other people. And you just have to know like what works for you. If getting up early and starting your work day doesn't work for you, and maybe you're like an after 12 person, you probably need to like plan accordingly. And if you have kids, for the people that have kids, like I myself, see, I homeschool, so I have to plan my days out accordingly. And it is a luxury for me to be at home with my child, but it still has to be a certain format, because I have to take him out to socialize. I have to do other things. So, write down what you want to do every day. If you cannot accomplish everything in the day that you wanted to, do not beat yourself up. I am a perfectionist for some reason. I'm very hard on myself, and I've had to learn to not be hard on myself, because we are not perfect as humans. Sometimes you're not going to want to feel like showing up. Like, that's just real. Especially as women, we go through our cycles and everything else, and we're not men. So when we go through our cycles, we're tired. Our stomach may hurt. We want to eat all day. All those things are factored in how you show up as an entrepreneur. So I'm going to go over the points again. If number one, research. If you're starting a business in 2024, research what you want to do. Research the industry, how it's shifting, how it's changing. There's so many things that have changed after the pandemic, and you do not want to be behind on how things are looking for longevity. Look at the projections of what's happening, and adjust your business accordingly. Start a YouTube channel. That's number two. Start it tonight. Introduce yourself. Do silly stuff. Be yourself. Do not try to be nobody else. Don't show up trying to be sophisticated. Like be yourself. Loosen up. People like being you. People like that. So even if you have a business, they like you being you. So do some lifestyle content. Do some talks like what I'm doing, like give some tips. Do something that shows or exudes your personality, because it's going to outweigh the other people in your industry. Third thing, do not sell to your family or friends first. Do not sell to your family or friends first. That's what I would do if I was to start all over. And I didn't really sell to them, but it was kind of like sometimes a disappointment when they didn't buy from me and they knew what I was doing, or I would come home for the holidays and they would be like, "Oh, I see you're doing your art." And I'll be like, "Yeah, but I need to pay my light bill." And hey, some family members, they never even said anything. So, and some bought from me. But my whole point in that number three is that you don't want to get used to them buying from you. You don't want to get used to them buying from you. You want to set the bar high and seek your real audience. Like, who do you want to sell to? Seek them first. And then, be thankful if they do buy from you, your family and friends, but don't set yourself up to think that you have a great product, a great business, a great service if they're the only ones buying from you. Okay? Don't be the hometown hero. Think global. You can always go back and sell to your hometown like I do. I go on Juneteenth. I went 2 years in a row. It was great. It was amazing. But before that, I wasn't coming back and doing nothing. I was everywhere else. So, fourth thing, do not take anything personal. That should be a life one, like in general. Do not take anything personal, because it's going to lead to number 5. We are not to be emotional in our business. So taking things personal makes you emotional. And it really messes with your creativity when you are emotional about things. There's certain things that I've created that no one bought from. So I just took it off my website. There's certain things I thought it was a hit. Then there's things that I was like, this is not going to sell. And it actually sold right away. So it's a hit or miss when you have when you take things personal and you take what people are saying personal about your business. Even on YouTube, when I started being consistent with YouTube, there was a lot of ugly comments. People were like, oh, that's ugly, or oh, you're ugly. Somebody was like, my teeth were bad and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about these people. Like, don't take it personal, because 9 times out of 10, they don't have a picture in their profile. They have like nothing there. They have 1 follower. You don't have to take what they say personal. And then you also, in person, when people are disrespectful, I've had people say disrespectful things to me while I was selling in person. But if I would have took it personal and I would have gotten emotional about it, then it would have went left. It would have been, internally, I wouldn't have felt good. You just gotta let things roll off of your back. And I feel like sometimes in the Black community, we are especially emotional about stuff. And I've gotten, real like better with this in general, because when I first started, I was like, I wanted to punch somebody for saying something. I really did. But then I was like, you know what? I probably might not ever see this person again. I don't, in this person, especially if they're on social media, they're not even near you. Like, maybe they are in your city or town. You don't have to pay attention to that. So, what was number? Yeah, number 4 was do not take anything personal. And number 5 was we are not to be emotional in our business. And then I also said, make sure that you surround yourself with entrepreneurs, like-minded people. It's just like when you want to work out and lose weight, get with a group, get with a support group, get with a community. Join one on Facebook if you need to. If you don't have one in your local town or city, find, I found so many fellow crafters and art related people on Facebook alone, where I could post questions in there. That's another thing. Ask a lot of questions. You don't want to not take the opportunity to ask a lot of questions. So I really just got on here tonight because I was going over some things, and I hope you all have been watching my podcast, The No or Never, aka Now or Never. It's been some really good episodes. I want you all to watch my YouTube channel. Like, the past episodes is Kristen Nicole Mann. The last episode we had was about, what was that about? Lord help me. I think it was about the school, the public school system. Yeah, with LaKeely Hampton. Okay, so yeah, I took a break this week for the podcast, but I'm hoping to have my now she's famous chef friend on here to talk about like food insecurity and eating better, because she does own a vegan um and meat eater restaurant, but she is vegan. And I want her to come on and talk about how she actually healed with the food that she's been eating. But yeah, I would definitely, if I was you, I would start my YouTube channel tonight. Like it's 11:50, it's almost another day. But what else can I tell y'all about starting? Because I'm starting from scratch with this particular, like I've started a whole new page. Just don't force people that you know to follow what you're doing. Like, let me put that as number 6 bonus in the comments. Don't force, let's see, don't force bonus. The people you know to follow. The thing that you don't want to do that gets annoying to people is that you want them to follow everything that you do. And I've learned that that was in the past overstepping my boundaries. Just because you created something, just because you started something, just because you're excited about it, if you share it with someone you know, it doesn't mean that they have to follow everything that you do. So be very careful of forcing people that you know to join in to what you're doing, because they're on a whole different path. They have their own goals, they have their own life that they have to live. And if you depend on them always, you want them to always come with you, it's gonna be a total failure. 9 times out of 10, y'all are gonna fall out, and that relationship might not even regain itself. So my mistake in the past was being excited about um, my business endeavors, what I'm doing, and I'm always trying to invite people in um that may didn't even want to be a part of, but they felt pressured to say yes. And that's a big no because it doesn't help um your relationship with the person. It doesn't help. It makes it actually like strained and weird, and you do not want to, again, I'm going to say, you do not want to um, do that, because it's not, it's not, it's a form of immaturity. Once you get mature and you have a little bit of wisdom, um, you will not do that. You will learn not to do that. But that's another thing. If you are a faith based person, if you have a faith, I would pray for wisdom as much as possible. You might have to pray for wisdom 3 days, 3 times a day, 10 times a day. Lord, give me wisdom. Give me wisdom and insight on what I'm supposed to be doing, how I'm supposed to be doing it, where I'm supposed to be doing it. Pray for wisdom. Pray for wisdom. I don't think I have anything else. But this was a late night because I just was working on some things and I'm just excited about it. So, if you would like to, you can follow Bring You Joy Imagery. Bring You Joy Imagery. Let me put it in comments. Maybe. I'll wait till tomorrow. But Bring You Joy Imagery, you can follow that if you would like to. But show up, y'all. If you are starting a business, I'm not talking about ministries right now, I'm talking about business. Show up every single day till the wheels fall off. Um, I'm gonna get back to showing up every day because I got comfortable. But show up because you never know who's watching. You never know who is watching. So I will talk to you all later. Maybe I'll have some more tips for tomorrow. But like I said, I just been learning a lot from building something from scratch. It's exciting, it's new, it's fresh. I don't have to start with um just it's just fresh. So I'm excited, and I'm excited for you. So I hope to see you all's YouTube channels and everything else. But yeah, follow me on YouTube as well. This will be uploaded to YouTube if you want to look back on this. Let me see if I could share that one more time. So yeah, you can also check out KristenNicoleMeehan.com. And yeah, so if you have any questions, put them in the comment section. I know a lot of people, they might answer it before I get to it. So if you have a question for someone to come across and answer, put it out there. Be bold. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.